Joseph is not one of the people regularly commemorated by a candle in the Advent wreath, but perhaps he should be. His role in protecting Mary and Jesus deserves our attention and meditation. Joseph sacrifices a great deal to help prepare the way for God's work of salvation in Jesus. He trusts God and he trusts Mary against all the odds. We know very little about Jesus' childhood, but we do know that when his ministry started, people were baffled that the carpenter's son could have such authority. And we also have some evidence of the way in which Jesus spoke about the fatherhood of God to suggest that his experience of his earthly father was positive. Fathers in Jesus' stories are always allied with the action of God. Think of the father of the prodigal son. Of course, Jesus' relationship with his heavenly Father is the primary interpretive focus for these stories. But the Gospels suggest that the heavenly Father took good care that Jesus should be watched over by a brave and loving earthly father too. Millet's painting caused an outcry when it first appeared because of the ordinariness of what he depicted. Here is a messy workshop, obviously the heart of a small family business. Jesus has just cut himself, presumably on the nail that his grandmother, Anne, is about to pull out of the door that Joseph is working on. She will not be able to do the same for all the nails that Jesus will face in his life. And Mary's extreme anxiety, as she kneels to kiss it better, is a glimpse of the fear that is to come. Jesus' cousin, John, is carefully carrying a bowl of water to wash the wound, and that, too, is an image with a long shadow, pointing to the time when John will baptize Jesus in the Jordan. We, Jesus' followers, are represented by the sheep peering through the open doorway. Although Jesus and Mary are at the center of the painting, the whole setting is Joseph's. It is his carpenter's workshop, and although it's a rough and ready place where a boy may come by a minor injury, it is also a place of security and family industry. Joseph is not fussing, unlike Mary, but he is concerned. Look at the way that his hands yearn towards the boy. It's hard to see why the critics so disliked this picture when it was first shown. It's full of reverent pointers towards Jesus' ministry and teaching. But it does show real people wearing ordinary clothes, rather than the classical temporal drapery of medieval paintings, and it shows ordinary human emotions. Mary is so enigmatic, peaceful beauty, and although Jesus wears a white gown, unlike the rougher garb of John and the young carpenter assistant, he is barefoot and red-headed, both human details the critics found disturbing. Yet it is precisely this ordinariness that Joseph provides for his little family while he can. There is no mention of him at the foot of the cross, or among the apostles in the upper room after the ascension, although Mary is there. The tradition that Joseph was considerably older than Mary, shown in Millet's painting, may suggest that Joseph was already dead by this time. Certainly, he could not have protected Jesus from the cross, however much he might have wanted to. He could not pack him and Mary up and take them off to safety in Egypt again, as he did when the baby Jesus was threatened by Herod's anger. But Joseph had done his work in preserving Jesus long enough to meet this necessary bitter end. As an Advent companion, Joseph encourages us to discern our own part and to play it fully. Joseph was willing to be and to do just what God needed from him, and so he assists in God's salvation of the world in Jesus. He is willing not to be the center stage, to lean in with love from the side of the picture, as Millet shows him, offering comfort but not offended if it's not needed. It's Joseph who is descended from David, and so gives Jesus his family tree, his connection to the proper story of God's Messiah. It is Joseph's heritage that takes the pregnant Mary to Bethlehem for the birth of her baby. There is nothing tangential about Joseph's part in the birth of Jesus. It has been prepared for in God's long plans just as much as Mary's. So let that be a comfort to those of us who feel we are always asked to play the minor parts.